Mind-bending perception experiments that flip your reality. Perception is our brain's way of interpreting the world. But what if your brain constantly tricked you? What if what you think you're seeing isn't real? Across the decades, scientists, illusionists, and psychologists have created jaw-dropping experiments and illusions that prove just how fragile and easily manipulated our perception of reality is. Get ready to question everything you thought you knew. Quantum stealth, the real-life invisibility cloak. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but hyper-stealth biotechnology actually developed a material called quantum stealth, which can bend light around an object, making it appear invisible. In their 2019 demonstration, this special lens-like material made people, vehicles, and military targets vanish into thin air. The material doesn't need power, mirrors, or cameras. It simply manipulates the way light travels. What makes it so mind-bending is how it hides objects from visible light, infrared, and even thermal imaging. You see nothing, but it's right there. It's not just a breakthrough in optics, it's a total distortion of how our brains expect the world to work. The ambiguous cylinder, a mirror that lies. In 2016, Japanese mathematician and illusionist Kokichi Sugihara blew minds with a simple yet impossible-looking structure. He placed what appeared to be circular cylinders in front of a mirror, but the reflection showed them as square. Turn the object and the illusion switches places. This isn't magic. It's a brain-breaking play on perspective, and angles our minds assume a shape based on light and shadow, not its actual geometry. The backwards brain bicycle. Can you unlearn what you know? Destin Sandlin from Smarter Verdate tried something radical in 2015. He built a bicycle that turned left when you turn the handlebars right and vice versa. It sounds simple, but no one could ride it, including experienced cyclists. It took him months to relearn how to ride it. The moment he got it, though, he could no longer ride a normal bike. This experiment reveals something profound. Our brains are hardwired with motor memory, and altering it is insanely difficult. Munker-white confetti illusion. When colors lie? In 2019, Professor David Novick created what looked like confetti-colored spheres. They appeared red, green, and blue, but they were actually the same color. How? The background stripes hijack your perception. This illusion, called the Munker-white effect, tricks your brain into assigning colors based on surrounding context. This isn't just visual fun. It shows how much of what you see is edited by your brain before you're even aware of it. The hollow-faced dragon, an illusion that stares back. In 2011, Grand Illusions introduced the world to a paper dragon that appears to follow you with its eyes. The trick? It's actually a concave, inward face, but your brain refuses to accept it. Humans are so used to seeing convex outward faces that we automatically flip the image in our minds. The result is a creepy, mind-bending experience where the dragon seems alive. The Ames Window, an impossible spin. The Curiosity Show brought back an old favorite in 2014, the Ames Window illusion. A trapezoidal-shaped window is rotated back and forth, but your brain interprets it as a rectangle, causing it to appear as if it's reversing direction mid-spin. This visual trick messes with your depth perception and assumptions about symmetry. Benham's disc, seeing color that isn't there. Spin a black and white disc fast enough, and suddenly you see colors. That's the Benham's disc phenomenon, popularized again in 2015 by Grand Illusions. Scientists believe this happens because the eye's photoreceptor cells respond to flickering light at different speeds. Your brain misinterprets the signal, adding color that doesn't exist. In other words, you hallucinate color based on motion alone. Visual cliff. Do babies know depth? A classic psychology experiment from 2009, the visual cliff test placed infants on a glass table that appeared to drop off steeply. Most babies, despite seeing their parent on the other side, refused to crawl over the cliff. Even at that age, humans appeared to have an instinctive fear of heights, or at least of perceived danger. It's a compelling glimpse into how early perception shapes survival behavior. Marshmallow Test, a battle of perception and patience. In the famous Marshmallow Test, kids were given a choice: eat one marshmallow now or wait 15 minutes and get two. Conducted again in 2009 by Igniter Media. This test isn't about candy. It's about delayed gratification, self-control, and future-oriented thinking. Our perception of time and reward plays a huge role in decision-making. Some children could resist. Others distracted themselves. The deeper message: how we perceive time influences our ability to succeed. Motion-induced blindness. Now you see it, now you don't. In the motion-induced blindness illusion, stationary dots in your peripheral vision vanish while you're focusing on rotating objects in the center. Introduced widely through Veritasium, this effect suggests that our brain filters out certain stable visual elements when it detects motion, possibly to reduce distractions. The unsettling part? The disappearing dots are still there. Your brain just chooses not to show them to you. The Door study changed blindness in the real world. In a 2008 experiment by Daniel Simons, a person asks strangers for directions. Midway through, a door passes between them, and the original person is swapped for someone else. Shockingly, most people don't notice the switch. This demonstrates changed blindness, a phenomenon where the brain ignores changes it deems unimportant even if it's a whole new person. The flash lag effect. When motion tricks you. Intercosmos in 2023 showed how our brains misjudge the position of fast-moving objects. In the flash lag illusion, a flashing light and a moving object seem out of sync, even though they're perfectly timed. This happens because our brain predicts movement and adjusts our perception slightly ahead of reality. Reverse perspective art. Paintings that move with you. Patrick Hughes stunned the world in 2014 with reverse perspective paintings. These artworks appear to move and shift as you walk past them, but they're actually built in 3D, using angles and depth tricks to force your brain into a false sense of motion. Phantom traffic jams, when nothing causes chaos. In 2008, new scientists recreated the dreaded phantom traffic jam using a circle of cars. When drivers tried to maintain constant speeds, small changes caused waves of slowing down that rippled around the circle, eventually forming a jam. No obstacle, no accident, just perception and reaction time. Heider and Simmel, emotions in shapes. In 1944, psychologists Fritz Heider and Marianne Simmel showed participants a short animation of moving geometric shapes. Nearly everyone described the scene as if it involved personalities and intentions like a chase, a bully, or a scared victim. Despite no faces or words, we assign human-like stories to abstract motion. This shows how powerfully our brains impose narrative and emotion on random data. The Cornsweet illusion, same shade, different look. Michael Bach's 2018 version of the Cornsweet illusion presents two squares side by side. One looks darker than the other until you realize they're the exact same shade. A gradient at the border fools your visual system into assigning contrast where none exists. It's a reminder. Perception is about context, not just content. The dress that broke the internet. In 2015, BuzzFeed Video posted an image of a dress. Some saw white and gold, others saw blue and black. Arguments broke out across the globe. This viral moment highlighted color constancy your brain adjusts for lighting without you realizing it. Depending on how your brain processes shadows and contrast, you can literally see two different realities. Reality is yours to question. The human mind is an incredible machine, but it's also shockingly unreliable. From colors that shift to shapes that aren't real, from authority that overrides ethics to perceptions shaped by social pressure, reality is more flexible than we think. These experiments don't just entertain, they educate. They remind us to stay curious, question our assumptions, and always look twice. If this journey through your mind's most fascinating illusions amazed you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that will twist your reality in the best way possible. The truth might be out there, but your brain is always negotiating what version you get to see.